keep it straight with you. I don't have a topic today. It's been kind of a hectic, fast-paced day in my work at my job that I'm currently at, and I don't think I was quiet enough up here to have an idea spurt through. You know, usually an idea will come to me throughout the day without even having to think of it. It'll just pop to me, and I'll jot it down on my phone. But today was just not that day, and so I've been sitting here at this bench at the park too for like almost 10 minutes, just trying to figure out a topic of what to talk about. You know, it's kind of unfortunate. I like to have topics on hand whenever I press record, but today is just not the day. So I think what I'm gonna do is just go over a little bit about myself. Obviously, you know my name. My name is Keith, but I don't even like saying this because literally everyone's had it. Everyone's had a hard time. Everyone's had a go of it thus far in their life. But growing up for me wasn't the easiest. My parents got divorced pretty early. I was probably around 10 when they got divorced. 12 years old, something like that. Probably before, so yeah, around that area. Let's just say 8 to 12, somewhere around there. I can't put a pinpoint on what it is, but I will say, you know, living with them through my childhood came with a lot of trauma. I don't like using that word either, but it is. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not scared to say it. Trauma is what trauma is, and that's what I had growing up. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom was and is, you know, kind of a people pleaser. But people don't they don't last in relationships, right? That's normal. And divorce is normal, especially nowadays. But at the time, you know, seeing them argue and him drunk and doing things that he would do, it was a less than stellar childhood. I'll say that. I'm thankful for my grandparents on my dad's side that I've mentioned in videos before too, because they were there for me when my parents weren't there. You know, my dad would get in DUIs, one that I've been in with him. And so with my sisters, I have two twin sisters, and we were in it all at the car together, and he got in a wreck. And I seen him get arrested. And, you know, as a young kid, see that kind of stuff, and just, it does things to you that you don't realize. You know, it makes you shut down things about yourself that you don't realize till later on in life that you've been neglecting about yourself. But my grandparents were always there for me. And I respect the fuck out of them for that, man. Excuse my language. Yeah. I'm not above cursing. I try to be better with cursing, but I'm not above it. You know, it's just words. I'm very thankful for them, because without them, I wouldn't even had a resemblance of a normal childhood. My grandpa on that side, who passed away a few years ago now, he was like my father figure when I was a kid. He got me into sports. He was even I played like little league baseball and I played football. He was my coach in a lot of those things. He was very involved. And, you know, he had his ways about him as well that weren't great, but doesn't everyone have those things? But the thing he did have, and the thing that I admired from him the most, was he was super empathetic and compassionate. Say if you met him, he was very nice to you. Not to say he wasn't judgmental at times. Like I said, he had his faults, but he was a good person at heart, deep down, beyond the humanistic stuff that he had going on that wasn't great. Deep down, on a soul level, he was someone I resonated with. You know, he's the type of person that would get emotional over things, over movies and simple, funny things like that. But it just showed how much heart he had. Because a lot of people don't even want to show that, or if they see someone cry at a movie or a show, or just tear up about something that's being portrayed on the screen that hits them in an emotional way, he wasn't afraid to show that. And when he showed that, he was the only adult person around me at the time. Sorry. I'm getting a little emotional talking about this. I wasn't expecting this, but at the time, he was the only person who wasn't afraid to show that side. That it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel things. And I appreciate and respect that so much about him. And yeah, he was my rock. A little later on, when my mom and I got divorced, I ended up going to live with my mom and my stepdad. And they did what they could for me too. And I appreciate the things they did for me later in life. When my mom got away from my dad and the toxicity that had brought on the relationship with her and him and just her kids in general, she took us in, and he took us in. My stepfather, I'm talking about, and they did the best they could. And again, no one's perfect. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has chinks in their armor, but they did what they could, and they just did what they could. But yeah, that childhood where I had to witness my mom and dad do things to each other that I don't think anyone should ever see or witness these things, let alone a kid, And I see the trauma, how it builds its way up through my sisters and how that affects their life. And, with my own self, how it affected me. It caused a lot of issues that I'm still working through today, now. But for the longest time, my dad being who he was and not there, being absent, it made me hate him for the longest time. Made me not want to have nothing to do with him. And one of my sisters still feels like that. She has like no contact with him at all. But there was something in me the whole time where I had to forgive. I got to the point in my life where I just was wanting to forgive everyone who had did anything wrong to me or that I perceived was being done wrong to me. I just had to forgive them. Therefore, I could forgive myself. And it led me to where I am right now. And I have a pretty solid relationship with my dad. I think, like I mentioned in past videos, about as solid as you can have with someone who has a mindset that he has and a mindset that I have. But I put the mindset stuff aside and I just look at him as blood and my father. And I chose him as my father on this earth. Whether I know why or why not, I know why. To get over these things and to learn and grow past these obstacles that he placed in my life. But I chose that. You might not believe that, but I truly believe at a soul level before we come to this plane, we choose our parents. We choose the difficulties in our life that's going to be on this planet while we're here for our soul's growth. I heard someone say about it on a video in passing that I watched, and it's like, as a soul, you probably look at it as like, yes, I want to go on the biggest roller coaster ride possible, meaning the hardest obstacles in life. Because up there in the soul level, everything's fine, and you can only learn so much. That's why we come to this dense level of Earth to learn things that we couldn't learn up there. And from the soul's point of view up there, from the spirit's point of view, they look down at the life that they're about to embark on, and they look at it with excitement, and they look at it with enthusiasm, because it's going to offer growth in ways that they could not, again, get there, that we could not get up there. But when we're in it, when we're in the muck of it on Earth, and we think about that, it was like, well, what the hell was our soul thinking? Because I know the soul knew that we were going to have forgetfulness, and we're going to have to see through the veil of Maya, right? But when it's okay to, it's cool to objectify, not objectify. It's cool to think about that as happening and be fine with it. Yeah, that's fine. Forget, that's fine. That's part of the whole learning journey on this earth. I'm signing myself up for that. But when you come down and you do forget all of that, from that point of view, but I can't say that, because the soul's still from that point of view, because there's multiple, you exist on multiple dimensions. You exist on multiple planes. So there's a version of you, your higher self, your soul self, who's still up in there on that plane, who can see past the veil. So they've always seen past the veil, but them on this earthly plane, on this dense realm, me right now talking to you, you come in blind. You come in, you just got to feel your way around, but you come in without the knowing that you exist on these other dimensions, and that, you know, this is just it's just a game, it's just a play. And it can be tough at times, you know, without that knowing, without that understanding that I am more than this body. You can see how people gather trauma over this journey. You can see how people pick up things that are not beneficial for them, you know, but it's all okay, because it's all what you chose, and it's all to get you to a place of remembrance of who you really are, and to learn things that you couldn't, again, learn up there. And then once we're done on this journey, and if your soul perceives that you've learned what you need to learn, and you've gained enough consciousness here through this journey, then maybe we can maybe we don't have to reincarnate as another person. Maybe we can go up to a higher level where we don't have to forget who we are, you know. But this is, right now, as I speak, this is all part of it. This is all part of the plan. This is all part of the game. As tough as it is, you know, as tough as it can be, as tough as it can be perceived to be. It's rough while you're here sometimes, man, you know. That's why I spend so much time on my consciousness, and once I got that taste of, you know, truth, that I'm not actually my body, I'm not actually my mind, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my problems. There's something in me, there's something about me that transcends all of that, and you can feel that as a truth within your cells, like I talk about too. You have that, the remembrance comes back, but it's in glimpses. But to get that taste of how that feels, how that love feels on the other side, to get that taste, and then to lose it, and then you come back, it's like, I know how that feels, and I know how hard it is to feel that and then come back to the hell of, you know, negative thoughts and your emotions that you maybe let take you over sometimes. Like, to feel the goodness and the love from the God source and then come back down to that, it's like, okay, I have to get back to that, and I will spend the rest of my waking life to get back to that, to get back to that feeling, to get back to that way of being, because this other way of being is not it. It's just not it. But yeah, random video. I feel like I just blabbered on, got a little emotional earlier, wasn't expecting to do that. But I mean, it is me. This is me. This is who I am. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have a better idea of what the topic will be, and then I can just jam on that and just flow with that. But today was kind of from the cuff, and I didn't want to not make a video, because it's important that I do these videos. It's important that I stay consistent with these videos, because I truly believe my gift, although it might not be fully expressed, might not be fully known, I know it has to do something with connecting with others and letting them in on my life and my experiences and how I've grown past them and how I've experienced those things and how it's made me a better person and how it's raised my consciousness and how that ultimately changes the world. And coming together as a group and a community with people and having that sense of camaraderie with other beings going through this planet as well, it's important to me, and I feel like this is part of the way right here. And so I'm trying to stay consistent and get better with every video, and maybe I won't get better on each video, but I will try. I will try my hardest to, and see where it goes. But I know it's going to lead me to a better place, you know. I truly believe that. I truly know, and I see that in my visions, that this is good for me, and I feel good doing it. So on that note, I hope you all are feeling good today and that you had a great day. And thank you for watching if you watched this far. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.